strict permission
Repeat.
because someone was writing my screen on my screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that everybody actually has access to it.
Okay.
So how do you clear the
It's
screen?
okay.
How do you clear the screen?
It's all right. It's yellow. You can't tell. I noticed it, but I was like, who's doing that?
Okay. Good morning, everybody,
Oh.
and good evening for you, Avril. Thank you for joining us from literally the other side of the earth. And we're exactly 12 hours apart. Well, for some of them,
11.
maybe 11 hours, but for me, you're like 12 hours apart. So I'm so happy, very delighted to be joined by this incredible friend of mine, Avril Estefania Murillo Gutierrez, who is now joining from, I believe it's La Paz, right?
Santa Cruz.
Oh, Santa Cruz, yeah, one of the
The
biggest.
Amazon.
Yeah, one of the biggest cities in Bolivia. So Avril is going to be the first speaker, and we will have, I think, 12 speakers in total, powering our sharing sessions. So what's going to happen is that for every 2 weeks, there's going to be one sharing session, and the objective is to use it as a platform for you to practice your English, and more specifically to practice some of the words that you have learned that week. So this week you learned about gender inequality or gender equity, right? So we're hoping that you can start practicing, start using some of the words that you've learned from the class. For example, gender-based violence, or discrimination, or gender inequality. What else? Yeah, so there are a lot of words that you picked up from your session this week from your teachers, right? So you can start using those words now, right here on this platform. And another objective, I guess, is to expose you to different accents, and to different cultures, to different worldviews, right? So in the coming months, we'll be joined by speakers from, for example, Syria. So ELA is coming in 2 weeks. Yeah, from Syria and Ethiopia. Um, um, what else? United States, Pakistan, Cambodia, Australia, and some other countries. So you can learn about their cultures, their languages, their activism, most importantly. Yeah, and I hope that you can make the full use of these sharing sessions. So without much ado, I think I'll start in with a little bit of introduction about Avril. She, um, as the poster shows, she's a huge gender activist. She's based in Bolivia, but her work goes beyond the borders. She has been doing so incredibly amazing work in South America, especially in countries like, I guess, Peru and remind me again.
I don't want to mention like geographically where I am because I'm gonna interact with you guys
Okay.
later about
Okay.
it. Okay,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I've been like in some other countries.
Correct. Yeah. And we met each other at University of Sussex, where she attended last year. So she did a master's of arts in gender and media, and I did my master's in migration studies. And we were both chevening scholars. So we received the chevening scholarship from the UK government. And from then onwards, I've been learning so much from this incredible activist, and I am so delighted to share this opportunity with you today. And with that, please join me in welcoming this amazing, amazing activist from literally the other part of the world. Yeah, the floor is yours, Avril.
Hey, thank you so much. Wow. Hi, everyone. As I said, I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you for the invitation. And first of all, terima kasih banyak. Thank you so much for having me here today. And I am particularly excited because I remember when Yoga told me about this project, it sounded like so big, and I can't believe now this is a reality. Congrats, guys, to everyone that made this a reality, that made it true. And I'm so glad and honored to be part of it as your guest speaker, the first one. So I hope I can be of use and I can share my experiences, my knowledge, and also like, you know, exchange. And I hope you like this and you can know a bit about my culture as well, what I do. And again, I'm so happy. But let me introduce myself first. My bahasa Indonesia is kind of rusty, but at least I'm gonna say nama saya Avril, or Avril as it's pronounced in Indonesian, and saya dari Bolivia. So yeah, my name is Avril, like is in English, or Avril in Spanish, and I welcome you all, my dear fellow change makers, um, to learn about how our stories can change the world. I think I have so many things to say about what I do, but I figured we would talk about something very specific. Of course, we're going to talk about my story, but I want you to share about your story as well. So we're going to learn about storytelling in the process. And of course, I saw your module, and I know that in your second session, you learned about like gender equality, patriarchy, and all these terms that I hope I can mention them so that we can put into practice. But please, you know, if you think that I'm speaking too fast, because sometimes when I get excited, I speak too quick. Please let me know if you don't understand about a word, a sentence. I'll be happy to repeat or to explain in simple words. So like, don't hesitate. Please don't be shy to interact, to ask questions. And yeah, sorry if I break the formality or any methodology. I just want to show myself as I am and how I do things, and to show you that there are other ways to do activism as well. And I'm not criticizing or telling you this is the way you should be doing this, but I want to show you this is one way I do. It's not as like, you know, in Bolivia they do this way. I am kind of different, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you that, and I'm excited. But first, let me ask you, do you know, guys, where Bolivia is in the world? Someone can tell me that? Like, where is Bolivia?
Please unmute yourself.
You can also write in the chat, but like Yoga will let me know because I can't read that. Yeah, chat or hearing your beautiful voices, please. Where in the world is Bolivia?
South America.
Sorry?
Yeah, America. Okay, that's great. It's in the American continent. Very well. You know, like actually, I was telling you guys that. Yes. Oh, I was telling you that 2 months back, 2 months ago, I was in Indonesia, and people would tell me, nah, like, you know, you look like Filipina. You look like Indonesian. You're from here. And I was like, uh, I'm not. I'm honored. Thank you. But I'm actually not from like the Asian continent. Some other people were guessing and they said Africa, but I wasn't. I'm actually from, as you said, America Latin. America Latin. You pronounce that way, right? In Indonesian?
Yeah.
From Latin America, exactly from South America, right here. Bolivia is right in the middle of South America. It's the heart of South America, and I'm so proud to be from there. And the fact that people don't know in the world where Bolivia is kind of, it's sad, yeah, but it excites me because I'm gonna represent my country and, you know, like tell the world how Bolivia is and how Bolivian people are. So I actually prepared, well, not me, like my brother did a presentation about Bolivia. I'm gonna take advantage of this presentation and use it, but it's not here. Let me, just a second. I wanna, can you see these? Yeah, do you see this?
Yes, it's showing, yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, he made this presentation, but yeah, I'm gonna use it. We already said that Bolivia is in the center of South America, between Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile. Oh yeah, fun fact, we don't have sea. We don't have sea, okay? I don't have a beach. But I miss beaches in Indonesia, pantai, right? And okay, I'm gonna say some facts about Bolivia so that you can know a bit about my country. Bolivia has two capitals. Well, technically, the official capital is in Sucre. You can see Sucre there in the map. But actually, the government is in La Paz, the city that Yoga mentioned earlier, which is the pink one. So, yeah, we have two capitals. Our population is not like in Indonesia. Like, compared to you, we're like ants, tiny ants, and we're like 2 million people. And we are mostly divided in two regions, which would be the western and the eastern side. I am in this side where Santa Cruz is, but I'm actually from this side. Can you see where I'm pointing at? Like, yeah, can you see that? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So like that, yeah, that's the Andean region. I was born in Oruro, but like since I was 5 years old, I came to the Amazon here, which is very warm and hot. But I don't know what happened today. It's so cold, and because of humidity, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I put like so many layers today because it's so freezing cold. Okay, so now fun facts about Bolivia. We have pink dolphins from the river. We speak 37 languages. Not me, I only speak Spanish and English. But yeah, we are a rich population of indigenous people. We actually have the majority of indigenous people in the whole American continent. And our official language is Spanish because we were colonized by Spain. We have many llamas and landscapes like this, that as you can see, and these are our indigenous people. They are called cholitas, and we have everything made of this kind of fabric, which is aguayo. It's very colorful. And let me show you a bit more. I think that we have a lot in this presentation. I'm gonna try to move on to other aspects. Okay, this is one place you actually have to visit when you come here and visit me in Bolivia. This is called Uyuni Salt Flat, or Salar de Uyuni in Spanish. And it's actually a big sea of salt. It's made of salt. Like, it looks white, but when it rains, as you can see, the floor is a reflection of the sky. So it looks like heaven on earth. It's so beautiful. I totally recommend you coming here in rainy season, of course. But right now, don't come because we are in a major political, economical, and environmental crisis. I'll let you know when you can come, but you have to visit me, okay? I'll welcome you all. This is Titicaca Lake. We share it with Peru, and as you can see, our indigenous people live here. Like a month ago, I was there. It's so beautiful. I also recommend that. And we're mostly known because of coca leaf. It's called hoja de coca. This is a coca leaf. It's like very popular in our region, but also very polemic and controversial because you can make drugs of it. I know this is like illegal information, but like the world doesn't permit this leaf to be outside Bolivia or the Andean region, like Peru, like, these kind of countries. But this has medicinal purposes, and indigenous people, like, always use it. We use it in the whole country, and it has like, for us, it's very spiritual. It's related to religion and everything, and we use it for rituals and everything. But in the world, this is forbidden. And it's also commercialized in a bad way. But yeah, I live in this region, which is like the Amazon. As you can see, it's like very big. It's so beautiful. These are some kind of landscapes that you can find in my beautiful country. This is actually my brother, the one who made the presentation. This is one of the main transportation systems in La Paz, for example, because there's a lot of mountains and we can transport ourselves in cable cars. that's beautiful. Some of our previous architecture from Inca culture, and some other places that are very beautiful to visit if you want adventure in Bolivia. Some of our meals as well. Oh my God, it's so delicious. Enak. And also, we are mostly known because of our carnival, our music, and our folklore is so diverse. And I also recommend you coming by carnival because it's so beautiful and colorful. People are so cheerful. They say that Latin Americans, we are very, like, happy people. We always smile, we always dance, and that's sort of true. Not everyone. I don't want to say that everyone is like, in a box, like the stereotype, but I am like that. So yeah, that's what I can say. And now let me move on from this presentation and go back to, how can I? Okay, let's go back to my presentation. But now I want to hear from you guys. Where are you guys from? Are you all like, is everyone from Indonesia? Like, which region is, like, are you from a different country? What's your name? I want to know, like, what's your favorite food? What can you tell me about where you're from? Do you like satay? Because I like it. Saya suka sate. I want to know about you. Like, if you do that, please. If you don't leave me alone in this session, I will practice my Indonesian a bit. But please give me the joy of hearing your beautiful voices and share a bit about you. Where are you from? What's your name? What do you like?
Yes, please, everyone, unmute yourself if you want to introduce yourself and where you're from. Avril speaks a little bit of Indonesian. I taught her to some Indonesian words, so you can probably mix English, Indonesian,
Yeah, I'll make my best to understand.
Hello,
Hi.
Hi.
my name is Siti Tujima. I come from Jakarta. Hello, Hello, Mr. Yoga.
Hi, I'm so happy to hear your
Hello.
voice.
Salam
Oh my God,
kenal.
Jakarta. I love it.
Ini salam kenal.
That's beautiful. What's your favorite food?
I prefer the food is nasi uduk. That is breakfast Batavia food.
Nasi.
Betawi food.
Rice, right?
Batavia.
It's
Betawi
with rice.
Betawi is in Jakarta. Suku Betawi.
Oh, okay, I understood rice.
Yeah.
Like
Nasi.
nasi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yay.
Amazing. It must be so
Yeah.
delicious. Wow. I see. Okay, I see someone connected as well. Roma. Me.
Hello, April. Nice to see you.
Hi.
My name is Roma Hidayat. Yes, I'm Indonesian, original. I live in Lombok Island. It is located in east side of Bali. I heard you was in Bali 2 months ago.
I was
And my
there.
favorite food is
Hi.
yes, my favorite food is grilled goat.
They're grilling the thing right now.
Okay.
The what?
Grilled.
Grilled goat.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh wow. Oh, that's amazing. Like, I
Okay,
was
okay.
actually going to visit Lombok Island, but I couldn't. I didn't have enough
When?
time, and it was
Oh, okay.
expensive.
I think next time, yes.
It was, yeah.
Yes,
But
you're
next
welcome
time,
anytime.
Next time I'll visit
Okay.
you.
I'll waiting for
Yes.
your coming here. Okay.
Amazing.
Then over
Thank
to
you for
another people.
interacting.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, thank you.
I think Mas Zurhan is
Hi.
Raising
Hi,
a hand.
Melania.
Hello, Avril and everybody. Let me introduce myself. I'm Melania from Timor Island, from Indonesia, of course. And I was born on Timor Island. It's a borderland with Timor-Leste and the sea with Australia.
That's amazing. Wow. Yoga spoke
South of
about
Indonesia, of
your.
course.
Anjir.
y-
I come from local
Please continue.
community has a patriarchal culture background, you know. So I, as a volunteer, I also have same interest with gender equity.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
so
I'm
happy to
staying,
hear that.
now I'm staying and work at Jakarta and at in social ministry.
Wow. All the way from
Thank you.
Timor.
Yeah, Timor Island.
Oh, nice to meet you, Melania. Yoga spoke to
Thank
me
you.
about Timor a lot, so I'm so excited to hear about that. I actually know where that is. Thank you, Yoga, by the way. And that's amazing that you are interested and related to gender topics. I'll be so happy to answer your questions anytime, and we
Okay.
can exchange knowledge. That's amazing. Oh, thank you for interacting.
Thank
Someone
you.
else?
Mas Zulhan is raising a hand. Silakan Mas Zulhan.
Okay, good morning, April. I'm from a future because we have different time. Okay, wait. My name is Zurhan Afriadi. You can call me Zurhan. I am from same like Mas Bang Roma, Lombok Island. You say April going to Bali, but we have a quote: if you going to Bali, you not find Lombok, but if you going to Lombok, you find Bali.
Yeah, that's true. I heard about it. I'm so sorry I didn't go to Lombok Island. I'm
Yeah.
so sad I didn't go, actually. If I had enough time, I would have. But one thing about that is that I really need to learn how to ride a motorbike so that I can be there. That's why I chose Nusa Lembongan, because it was small and I could ride a small bike. Everyone was riding motorbikes and I was the only one with my bike like a kid.
Yeah. So I suggest you going to Lombok, but if you going to Lombok, you find Bali, and if you at Bali, you not find Lombok because Lombok is very beautiful island.
Wow. What do you like about Lombok? Share with me.
Everything I like in Lombok Island, like a beach, like a mount, like a culture. We have a traditional culture, many traditional culture here.
That's
And of course,
amazing.
the food, Zurhan.
Yeah, of course, the food.
Oof. Enak. What's your favorite food?
Do you know plecing?
Plecing. Do I know plecing juga?
Maybe after this, maybe you can find in the Google.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll look for it.
type plecing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look for it because I should have tasted more food, but I don't like spicy and I like satay so much. So like every night Yoga was like he would ask me, what do you want to eat? And I was like, satay. I was like, saya mau satay dan singkong.
So thank you,
Every night.
Avril. Nice to meet you. I'm come to future.
Nice to meet you likewise. Sama-sama. That's amazing.
Hello,
I think
April.
Sienna wants to talk.
Yeah, and,
Or
and then Mang Diding is also, I think, raising a hand. Yeah, you wanna start, Diding?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, April.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Then Can I introduce myself? My nickname, you can call me Mang Igu. And then
Monk.
I live in, yes, uh, I live in East Java. And then you must go to East Java too, not Bali or Kupang. You must go to East Java too. You know about Bromo, and then the other.
Yes.
No, she actually spent 2 weeks in my hometown in East Java. So yeah.
Yeah. I was there in Tulungagung in Gunung.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was extremely beautiful. My favorite beaches are there. Saya suka Tulungagung Pantai. And I actually had the opportunity to speak into different events in Tulungagung. I swear that region has my heart. But I didn't go to Bromo. That's on my list. Lombok, Bromo, now Timor. I think I have to stay more there. And I need a lot of money to explore, but I will save my money to be there. Nice to meet you, Mang.
Okay, I like satay and same of yours. Uh, but many satay. What do you like satay? Satay? What? Chicken or
Like the
lamb
one
or
with peanut sauce.
okay. Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
every you. I feel maybe you far away from me, but I feel you near and all beside of me. No.
You can what?
I maybe you far away from me now. You in Colombia and I in Indonesia. It's far, very far. But I feel you in here beside of me, near of me. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
indeed.
you.
Thank you so much. Terima kasih.
It feels like to us, although you're so far away from us.
I'm so far away, but like Indonesia has my heart, and I promise I will come back. Definitely. I think Aliyah wants to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Avril and Mr. Yoga and everyone. My name is Alia. I'm from Wonosobo, Central Java, and from Java culture.
Oh,
Yes,
where's that?
especially.
Can you tell me where's that?
Yes, that's all Central Java, and then mini town is I live in mountain, Dieng Plateau. Maybe
Okay.
a lot foreigners also come here to visit that mountain because have a lot of tea plantation and then have a lot of lake and then the high hill also. So there's a nice view.
It sounds so beautiful. It must be beautiful. Cantik,
Yes.
right?
And then maybe near with Magelang, near with Borobudur Temple also.
Oh,
Yes.
so like, is that near Yogyakarta?
Yes. But that's a
Oh,
different province. 3 hour
okay.
from my town. If go to
Oh,
yes.
I was 3 hours away from you because I actually did go to Yogyakarta.
Oh,
I
one
went to
day
Borobudur and Prambankang.
Prambanan.
Prambanan.
And
Sorry for
he
my.
also yes, and he also have so many heritage. It's like mountain and temple also.
Wow. Okay, I'll put it in my list and you'll take me around.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm waiting you come here. And then you can try some special food in here. Is like the name is mee ongklok.
Okay,
Mee
okra. Is
ongklok
that
is like
spicy?
yeah, you can put spicy or not. That use the peanut also, peanut sauce a little bit. And then this
Amazing.
mee ongklok is like noodle, but use like tofu or satay also.
Wait! I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like it. And please give me
And
some fruit, like sirsak. I miss sirsak so much. Oh my god! Please give me
oh,
sirsak juice. Yes, yes, yes.
what do you
I
can
eat that. Saya suka sirsak. Enak. Oh, thank you so much. I'm
Yes,
so
Yes.
happy to
you're
hear your
welcome.
voices, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, Kaziana, would you like to introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Talia. Kaziana.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sorry.
yes.
Hello, Avril.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to know about all of you. I'm so happy to be here. What about you?
Oh, I'm good. Sorry, my camera is not open because my boy is crying, you know.
No worries at all. Your baby can also speak.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I'm from Lombok. Everyone, many friends here from Lombok, you know. So yeah, Lombok. I'm from
It's so
Lombok.
nice to hear everyone, like many people from Lombok.
Yeah.
I definitely have to put that on my list. Lombok, keren.
Cool. And you told me that you went to Bali. Actually, you know, Bali from Lombok, approx to yeah, if you use airport, so approx 2 hours. I think no, 1.5 hours.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, so very near from,
okay.
yeah, it's very near
But
from.
planes are expensive. Maybe I can go by water.
I think not expensive from here, you know.
Oh,
No, no,
really?
expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to
So
save money.
yeah, you can try traditional food here, mainly traditional food here, plecing and sate bulayak, and yeah, so kikil, yeah, soto.
You're speaking my language now.
Yeah, good here, you know.
I'll
So
definitely gonna go and visit you all there.
yeah, nice to meet you, April.
Likewise.
Just
That's
I'm
beautiful.
sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I'm talk very short because my boy is crying and they want to. Yeah.
No worries, no worries. Thank you for speaking.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy to hear you all. Like, please don't mind. Like, if my English is perfect, like, maybe I make a mistake. Please, we're here to practice our English. As I said, English is also not my first language. I'm here to practice with you as well. And if we don't understand a word or a sentence, we can always ask. But please try to all of you participate. This is the easiest part. Later we're gonna speak about storytelling, gender. So like if you want to interact now, let me know.
Yeah.
Everyone, I think we can take another introduction and then we can move on to the next slide.
Okay,
Yeah?
let's move on to the next one. And then
Okay.
the first one in participating will be Anissa because she raised her hand. But for
Okay.
the next activity, remember yoga, okay?
Okay. Thank you, April. Thank you so much.
Okay then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sama-sama. Okay, let's continue. And yes, as I said, well, yeah, you all know that I'm Avril, but I wanted to just like give you a short introduction of what I do. And also something important to mention is that online in the digital spaces, I go by the name of Éñame. That's how people know me on social media and online. Later I might explain what it means, but to me it has a special meaning that suddenly became something bigger than my own story. But people know me as well because of my animated character, this little fellow over here. She's like sort of an alien or like a bug, someone strange in this world trying to find her voice, her place in this planet. And she represents what I'm looking for. Like, you know, I talk about gender identity, I talk about stories, I talk about activism, and I do it in a fun way through this character. And of course, my digital tools and storytelling. And yes, so I'm a digital content creator. I'm a gender activist, and I'm a feminist leader, a digital leader in my country and the Latin American region. And I'm happy I can share my story with you. Uh, but why? Like, you know, the digital world is where we navigate and we learn. We take information from, we consume in social media. You know, the digital world is part of our lives nowadays. And we also talk about, you know, like sometimes we think, oh, it's good or it's bad, you know, there's the algorithm. But I actually feel like it depends how we use it. You know, the digital world connects us, and it amplifies, it can share our stories, but it can also be a tool for misinformation. Like, you know, information cannot only like always be correct. Sometimes we read something that is not accurate, that is not true. It can be damaging by reinforcing some stereotypes, like, you know, gender stereotypes, for example, like saying that, you know, women are like this, or, you know, men have more right, and this kind of narratives or stories that sometimes are kind of damaging for us. And also it can prioritize profit over truth. It can be more commercial, you know, sometimes it can be all about marketing. So like it depends how we use these tools, right? And but me, I studied audiovisual communication here in Bolivia, and I specialized myself, as Yoga said, in a master's degree that is called gender and media. So I talk about, you know, gender representation. And I truly believe that through the media we can change the world, because it's a powerful tool to create new narratives, new stories that inspire, you know, collective action and positive social change. And that's what I actually do, not only with my story, but like with what I do as well. Like one day I asked myself, what can I do from my role, you know, as a communicator? What can I do to make this world a better place? Let's start with something. And I started with the digital world. But I want to ask you something. When you hear the word influencer, what comes to your mind? I'm curious to know. Like you can participate or leave some comments in the chat. What do you think an influencer is?
So, Anissa, would you like to speak?
True.
Sorry.
Oh, right now. I have to speak right now. Is it?
Yes.
All right. Oh, no, I can't see myself. Influencers like someone um who are always being online, like we can see them, we can see he or her on the internet saying something, and people will follow him or follow her. So it's like trendsetter to do something and that, and then it's really interesting. I mean, it's really attract people to do the same what he or she's doing. And yeah, I think that's my answer. Yeah,
I loved that answer very well, Anissa. Thank you.
thank you.
I love the concept, and that's very accurate, very well. What about Anna?
Hello, Avril.
Hi.
Yeah, I cannot open camera.
No worries.
Okay, like for me, like influencers, like he or she bringing like can be good or bad impact. Like some people can get insight for them. Like if there is like bad impact, can be like also bringing people follow them, something like that, like following what this influencer doing, everything, even there is bad impact, they also can be follow something like that.
Yes, very well. I liked the answer. That's precisely what I would have said as well. Nice answer. Thank you. Lani?
Hi, Avril. So I think influencer is like a new kind of celebrity that was tried to influence people, but it's like influencer do apa ya, make statement of something either from their speech, from their whatever they do, whatever they act, they perform, that is purposely to influence people, to make people think like the way they think or do like the way they think, something like that.
Very well. Oh my God, I love all the answers. And I'm gonna leave Surhan for the next answer, but I'm gonna move on with this. Remember, Yoga, Surhan will be the next one. But no, you're gonna answer the next one. Okay, so I loved it. Each answer, thank you for interacting. You couldn't have explained it better. Very well, guys. But what about, like, do you think this is the same as being an activist? Like,
Can
do you
I
think
start?
influencer is different from an activist? Can you answer, Sirham?
Yes, for me, influencer is some like famous people and can influence each other. Can I ask something to you, April?
Yeah, sure.
The maybe what the best practice we can learn in Bolivia about gender justice, especially in digital issue. Maybe we any idea about that? Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. I can definitely answer that question, but later on, Yoga will remind me of that, please, for the questions. But yeah, thank you for your answer as well, Surham. If someone else wants to answer, is your moment, because then I will move on. Like, do you think influencer is the same as an activist? Because I believe all of us here, we're activists, right? Like, do you consider yourself as influencers? Okay, Melania.
Okay.
Let's me try to answer your testament about different about between influencer and activist. Yeah, I think for influencer you can make entertain to make people change about their life, but activists you can intervention, make some intervention to the same case or doing what
Very
with
well.
people.
Very well, Melania. Great answer. Yeah. Actually, I sometimes, like, at the beginning, I didn't understand if, like, there was any similarity. But let's start with influencer first. And I liked that each one of the answers, because mostly influencers are known because they have perfect selfies, they have filtered pictures, they promote products, as you said, they influence, like, the lifestyle, they promote something like with marketing or sponsored content, their lives feel
Hey,
perfect. Yeah, tell me.
another person raised her hand. Do you want to address them? Do you want to give her the opportunity to speak up?
Yeah, sure. I
Okay,
think it was Melania because of
that's
Surham.
but I think that's the last one to raise her hand.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's okay.
Of course. Please go ahead.
Yes, hello, Avril. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry I cannot open my camera
No
because
worries. It's all right.
yeah, my internet is not going well here. Yes, I think what is the difference between activist and influencer is on the motivation. The motivation of the influencer is like personal branding, perhaps. And if you see from Indonesia, because they are celebrity, they want to like growing their income, product. But the activists have the motivation to advocate for the social or the cultural or environmental or politic changing, so that everybody can see the 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 main of the message that the activists want to see. But the aspect how they make between an influencer and activist sometimes can be same, because I like to see some of the activists say that about their like in migration, because I know a lot of migration, they talk about why they have to migrate, something like etc. And then the race, something like that. So they influence, but same they have there's influence, but different goal. Yeah, and use
I loved it, Joanna.
with the digital, yeah, same technology. Thank you.
Mhm. Wow, thank you so much for that complete answer. By the way, you have a beautiful vocabulary. Congrats to that as well. I loved it. You couldn't have said it better, honestly. Um, I want to challenge the concept a bit about the influencer. If you realize like about the word influencer, as you mentioned, it's like influencing, right? Like when did it happen that the word became so, like promoted in a commercial way? But actually, like when you have so many followers or like a big community, you feel sort of some responsibility. At least that happened to me when I realized like more people were watching me, not only my family or my friends. I started to get worried because I was like, do I know enough? Am I like informing correctly? I felt like this responsibility to influence well, because it matters what you said, like the information you give, and why not providing like more education about it. So I believe that being an influencer is not about numbers, likes, or followers. It's actually about the impact you make. It's about being a change maker. And that's when I think that this is similar to an activist or what we do, because we are all change makers. We want to create that change we want to see in the world. And as you mentioned, we have the motivation, and we can all be influencers. But how? Because being a change maker, being an influencer is about, simple things as well. It looks like more complicated because of this commercial concept of influencer, but it's about maybe the story you share with a friend, and you don't know how much you're influencing that person and the echo will create. The conversation you start in the table about something that can be like maybe taboo or something that someone needs to hear, like the perspective you challenge in a classroom like right now, and someone can dare to speak about something different that is like challenging the narrative or the topic, that is heavy. Or even the compassion we show to our community, that's something we do with our stories, because we understand and we want to like promote and share that empathy. And that someone can be you. And I mean, like, we're all activists, but we can all be influencers. We can all be influencers of change. So I want to make an activity with you guys. I don't know how much time we have left. I realized that it's like almost 1 hour already, and I am half in the middle of the presentation. But let me know, Yoga.
We have 30 minutes max. Because I have to
Okay.
start the meeting in the second, yeah.
It's all right. I'm glad I'm starting with this activity then. But I don't have any regrets because I loved it, how engaging this was, and everyone be able to practice their English. So let's connect the dots. I wanted to show you a video, but I couldn't find with subtitles in Indonesia. But I don't know if you heard, guys, about Steve Jobs. Yeah, anyone? Okay, Steve Jobs, like, you know, Apple, Pixar, maybe, yeah, perfect. So, I didn't understand that, sorry. No, oh, okay. Okay, so like, I want to mention him because there's something that actually, there's a video I saw from him that pretty much changed my life. And I want to connect the dots because I'm going to talk about storytelling. Guys, I don't want to make this complicated. I'm just going to tell you that storytelling is like telling your story, pretty much that, you know? So I want to give you as a gift this tool so that you can tell your story online. And this is like a simple exercise that actually talks about memories. Steve Jobs would tell in his video, he proposed that we are sort of like a collection of moments and memories that create our identity, our story, who we are, and why we have that kind of motivation. All of us, we have like a bigger purpose here. We want to change the world. But why? If you go back and watch your life as a movie, you will realize that we are like, you know, a bunch of small moments. It doesn't need to be like, you know, marvelous big moments. Some of us, we have, you know, difficult stories, heavy topics in our lives, but we also have these moments that marked our lives. And Steve Jobs in this video, I can send you the link and you can maybe later watch it because it's, you know, I am telling you my interpretation of that part. But he pretty much said that, you know, if he hadn't signed for a course because he didn't study in the university, he thought it wouldn't be like, you know, an investment for his future. But he decided to invest his money in signing for a course that not many people would pay attention to, which was a calligraphy course. Calligraphy is like the art of like, you know, typing or like writing beautiful letters. He said that if he hadn't, you know, dropped university, if he hadn't signed for this course, the MacBook he invented for Apple would have never existed. This computer would have never existed. And you can always, you know, like connect the dots by looking backwards in your story, like a movie, but it's difficult to see your future. But you don't know how much, for example, this moment can be crucial for you in your story. So like what I want to say is that don't don't be like, you know, in the rush to find like this giant powerful story. You can share your story with small moments. We are a collection of moments, and in that way we can say our story, and everything counts. Everything is like, you know, you can call it fate, destiny, you know, something you were meant to. You can interpret the way you want, but it's actually very beautiful. I like this beautiful interpretation because when I think about my story, there are moments that actually marked my life. And I'm going to explain with just a few examples because I want some of you to share yours. Okay, so it doesn't have to be big. It can start with, like, for example, with the content of a song, the lyrics, you know, like, oh my God, I heard these beautiful lyrics from this song and actually changed my mood. It changed my day. Or I remember I heard this beautiful song about creating a better impact in the world. And it actually, you know, influenced what I do now in my content. I promote songs in Spanish by female artists that actually are not considered part of the music industry. That is not like, you know, trending topic. It's not like something mainstream, but I support these artists that are actually in their songs telling about empowerment and self-esteem and changing the world. You know, if I hadn't like listened to this one song, I would have never thought that I could, create new songs, that I could share a playlist. And now my community is telling me that I always listen to these beautiful songs of empowerment, and it changed how they feel in the day. A small song can create this whole echo, So that's what I mean with small moments. It can be the message of a movie or a series. For example, I don't know if you like Lord of the Rings, but I like that movie so much. And it's about like someone really, really small. And the movie pretty much says that even the smallest person can change the course of of history, can change the world. And for me, that was so meaningful because I'm really small, guys. You cannot imagine how small I am. So for me, it was like, oh my God, if the person in the movie, if the protagonist was able to, do such a big thing, being small, that means that I can also create change. And, I don't think I would be an activist without that movie. It's small, it sounds small, but for me, it was big. That's what I mean when you share a moment. Steve Jobs shared 3 moments in this video I'm talking about. I believe, like, as I said, we're a collection of many moments, but I dare you, I invite you to share one moment. It can be something you lived in your personal story. It can be something you saw, you witnessed. It can be a conversation that marked you, like, from your family, your friends, or it can be a cause you are interested about. It can be an anecdote. It can be anything. So like if someone wants to share maybe a small moment in your story, that maybe motivated you to do what you do now, I'll be happy to hear that. Practice your English, guys. Let's connect the dots.
Does anyone want to share their aha moment?
Yes, 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 yes. Maybe you, Yoga. Share us one of the moments that shaped you.
No.
No?
Let them practice their English.
Ah?
Let them practice their English.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe what brought you into this world of activism?
I would mention, I like Lord of the Rings, right? So I had the opportunity to travel to New Zealand where the movie was shot. It's actually 3 movies, but yeah, the movie set is there. So like my biggest dream was to go to New Zealand, and I was able to go and live there for a couple of months. And I was so happy to be there. But it's actually not about the movie, but because of that movie, I went there. Like I'm connecting the moments, I'm connecting the dots. Like, if I hadn't watched the movie, I wouldn't have been in New Zealand. And when I went in New Zealand, I had the most beautiful experience about witnessing that society was different. Society was more equal than in Latin America. And for me, that was rare. I didn't think that was possible. I thought, like, like in Bolivia, there was a lot of discrimination because of our gender, because of our race, the color of our skin, because of sizes and bodies, because of so many things. But in New Zealand, it doesn't matter. We were brothers and sisters, and that was beautiful. Your nationality didn't matter either. It was like more about being human towards each other, and that was like huge for me, because if I hadn't witnessed that, I wouldn't have known that was possible. So when I saw that, I was like, if this is possible here, then it means that maybe someday it can be possible in my region. It can be possible in Bolivia. It can be possible in Latin America. So I asked myself, like, how can I do that? I just know that I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that change. I want to create that change. So I started with myself first. But it's a collection of moments that took me there so that I could have that motivation and actually make it true. Yeah, it's of course it sounds like easy to connect, but it comes with a bunch of things. But the important thing about this exercise is connecting the dots so that you can know your motivation and maybe know more who you are and why you do what you do, right? Someone wants to share maybe a moment?
Kak Jenny? Is she here? Yeah. Kak Jenny, would you like to share? Or Umi?
Aliyah wants to share.
Oh, okay.
Share about my story.
Yeah, it can be a small moment or whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Before I ever make the like YouTube about my work job
Wow.
and then my activity, but no, I'm not active again. And then
All right.
about yes, beside I work for government, I work for social also, like local community, and then I join also with SDMI, advocacy for issue migrant. Yes, and then in here also because I work for government village, so I meet the government and the local community a lot in here, from farmer community for all in village like that. And
Wow.
then yes, that's make me bored sometimes because regulation in here make me it's like I have to upload or not like that. And then that's why maybe this influencer is like make me sometimes wow, it's wonderful. They have time to make videos and everything like that. And we share it's like positive vibes, and then we can follow and make bed from bed and become a good mood like that. This I
That's
said for
amazing.
you this April.
What do you think it made you start in this? How is it that you decided to be in this field?
Because work this work is very stressful for me. That's make me bad mood because regulation what I feel this, and it's like a lot of debate, a lot of comment because we meet a lot of people, right? And then we
Yeah.
have to compare and a lot of case. So sometimes I just enjoy it with when I meet a government or community, it's like enjoy, and then when we can serve and yeah, we can enjoy talk like that.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
for
very much.
sharing.
Why?
I, just tell me.
If I'm not mistaken, Kak Melanie raised her hand. Yeah, Kak?
Okay.
Did you or did I? Um,
Yeah, I can't see that.
okay.
I don't know if someone wrote in the chat maybe. Because I can't see that.
Okay.
Either.
Mas Fitri, do you want to share?
I'm sorry, I lost because perhaps another first, and then I will join.
Okay. All right. Maybe Kak, who is this? Who is speaking? Oh, Kak Umi. Okay, let's go. Please.
Hello, I'm Umi. I'm from Cirebon. I introduce myself first. Currently, I'm in Malaysia working as a domestic worker in here. I just want to share about our organization, Pertimik, Indonesian Domestic Worker Federation. So we every Sunday usually we gathering together to have an activity. It's a different activity. Sometimes we also learn about equal gender. And then we learn about what is that? A different activity lah. So after the activity, usually I post it on the social media, our social media, academic social media. I mean, we have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have Instagram as well. We have, so we want to influence all the domestic worker that they have a right to do like any other sector. We also have campaign one day off. So the campaign is allow to domestic worker to have an off day every Sunday. So we want to have we fight for our right in here. That
Amazing. You are so inspiring. Wow.
It's our organization. So we together we have almost 200 members now. But every Sunday, not everyone coming because some of them they have like every Sunday off. The other every once a week, once a month. Some others also they have like three time one off in 3 months like that. So not everyone coming on Sunday. So we just want to have a gathering so they can learn something from the activity.
That's amazing. And it's so nice to know that you are connected through the digital world and you share this as well. That's such a great work you do. Congratulations. Salamat, Umi. And I see 3 hands raised. Okay, so Anna?
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Go ahead.
I want to share like when I was living in Turkey, that in 2015 till 2016, yeah, this period is like so many people get forced migration because of the war. That time, like from so many people coming from Iraq and then Syria, they want to go like cross the border going to Europe because they have like the life like threatening life can be if they don't go they like can be die. And then like so many people like when I saw that they're like homeless, they're living at on the road and even the winter. Then this like also the women uh the children, they're like abandoned in on the road. So like this kind of thing we must be like if we can be change maker and then like peace, we can like speak up for peace like how I don't know, maybe like when I see this kind of thing like forced migration, this kind like they have how to say I don't remember, like they want to take something the source from that country and they do anything, this kind like burden for the country. They they force people to move like anyhow, something like that. Then like now right now I am in the the union of Indonesian migrant worker. So this organization the union, like we learn about discrimination, like about equal gender, like also building capacity for people to understand, like how to empowerment people. Like if for migration, there is like not something like forced migration, but the choice. So this is like I hope in this world can be like no people migrants like have a forced migration, but they have a power to make a choice, something like that. Thank you, Avril.
Thank you for sharing. That was really inspiring and important. Thank you for sharing that. Actually something beautiful about storytelling, like not only connecting the dots in this case that makes your motivation stronger and who you are, is that we can actually share it, and it can amplify that voice, or sometimes we can give voices to these people, for example, like empower them, tell their stories and resignify it, so that people can know, we can create awareness, and also maybe we can make it something nice out of it. As you said, you mentioned peace building, right? Or like we can resignify some stories that can be sad and painful, because there are, like, most of the stories we've been through, it's through violence, through forced migration, to so many topics that we face, but how we can change it for a good thing, to speak about it with hope. And that's so beautiful about storytelling, and to share it online as well. Thank you for sharing that. I believe, like, I saw Jenny as well.
Can we go with Kajeni first, and then we'll move on to Kasafitri?
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hello. Hello, hello everyone.
Hi there.
I'm Jenny, not from Blackpink. Yeah. From East Nusa Tenggara. I live in Kupang City now. So I want to share a story about my experience. Oh my God, I kind of nervous.
That's okay.
Something that made me become an activist and continue to this day was an experience during my field work in a village in Timor Tengah Selatan, South Central Timor.
Sorry, Kajeni, I think there's a little problem with your microphone. Could you please, I don't know, maybe turn it sideways? Or
I don't see her. Where is she?
I think she dropped from the call.
I was like, where did she go? Yeah, maybe she's reconnecting.
Yeah, I think so. Or do you want to take another question first? I mean, to let other people speak first while we
Yes.
Kajini.
I see Risky. I don't think Risky never spoke before, so.
Okay, Kak Rizky, please go ahead.
Oh, maybe Mbak Safitri first because you raised the hand first.
Oh, Kajeni is here.
Go ahead, Mbak.
Oh yeah,
So
great.
let's continue.
Okay,
Kajeni?
okay. I have to off the camera. How about now? How about now? Okay, how? Okay. Yeah. Something that made me become an activist and continue to this day was an experience during my field work in a village in South Central Timor. I met a victim of human trafficking, and what saddened me deeply was that she was a young woman. She was 18 years old when I met her, and she had migrated to Malaysia when she was just 14, and she had endured severe abuse and was sent back in poor health, but the trauma she carried remained even when I met her. And that moment made me realize that things couldn't go on like this. Something had to change. Young people who should have the opportunity and a future for themselves are being denied that because they become victims. Their dreams are buried, and that broke my heart. That's why I joined various communities to raise awareness and advocate against human trafficking in East Nusa Tenggara. That is, thank you.
Wow, Jenny, that's so inspiring. Thank you for sharing that powerful story. These are the kind of stories that have to be told to the world. Everyone needs to know this, and nobody deserves to go through these experiences. And that's why we advocate, right? That's why we're activists, so that, like, the world can be a better place and people don't go through these situations. That is amazing. Risky, because I believe he didn't participate before.
Hi, Avril. Hi, Kayoga. ¿Qué pasa, amigo?
Hola.
Hola. Yeah, I used to be a human trafficking victim back in 2013. I was worked as a migrant visa in Cape Town, South Africa. And from that moment, after I finished my work, after I finished my contract, I didn't get paid for 2 years. And the system in Indonesia at that time, they not recognize migrant visa as a migrant workers. And since that time, I'm joined SBMI, or the Union of Indonesian Migrant Worker, and try to tackle this issue and try to put this issue into the policies. And then since that time, I'm always like do a campaign through the media social and build networking with the another NGOs or another union in the national and international level. And on 2018 or 2017, in 2017, the Indonesian government includes this migrant visa on the system, on their regulation. So that's why I'm joining the activist this movement. Thank you.
Wow, powerful story. And like how you managed to summarize everything. Congratulations. Like, it's not easy to tell like such a powerful story in this way. Please make it often, and I'm so glad to hear that you're also on social media. Please, all of you, like, send me your usernames. I'm gonna follow you all. Please, Yoga, share with me, and I'm gonna share mine with you as well, because I realized we didn't do that. But like, we need to, like, help each other. We're here to create networks as well, so that we can share our stories, like Risky did, and we can share his story as well. Like, oh my god, thank you for sharing that. I feel like there's so much potential to share this through the media. I don't think we have much time left, right?
We actually do, because I just pushed another meeting to 11 Indonesia, Western Indonesia.
Okay.
So you have 1 hour left. Yeah, we still have 1 hour to do the presentation.
Okay, I'm happy to know that, because I would like to know all the stories. This is the part where we interact, and then later on, like, I can tell you my story as well, so that we can know a bit more about some tools for cyber activism. Well, I don't know how much we can share, but we can. So thank you, Risky, again, and Savitri. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Savitri. Yes, thank you, Avril. Thank you, Yoga. Uh, I'm not like others that have experience in some issue in life, yeah, I'm just ordinary college student when a long time ago. And then when I was, I'm interested in migration issue is when I'm helping one of my senior. They have like research on the migration, and then I'm helping her meet the agency, meet the migrant worker itself, something like that. And then after that, I'm work as in her organization. The organization name is the Institute for Ecosoc Right. This is the research and education for the economic, cultural, and social right. But my passion on migration come up when I was in Cilacap at that time. I once visited a former migrant workers who was slack during to mental health issue. So she has been apa ya, dikurung gitu, confiscated with the pasung ya. I don't know how to pronounce in English, pasung gitu ya.
Chained.
Yeah, in a cage, and then she cannot go out because she has a mental issue, because she has been raped by his employers, and then her employers. And then after that, my blood is very angry, and then after that, I want to know more on the migration itself, why the woman become like that. And then after that, and then now I'm focusing on gender also. That's why I want to know more about the system, why the woman become lower than the man, and then how the system, and then our work in a GBM, Jaringan Buruh Migran, Migrant Worker Network, is one of the issue is focusing on gender, how we make impact to the government, because government said that gender, what is gender? Gender is only a krupuk, or only is just a name, or it's just a food, something like that. They think that gender is only for the men, not for the equality between men and women. But why our working now is more focusing on women domestic workers, especially working on abroad, and then how to 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 make their story, and then how to how and then how the like the policy can change their life, and then they have good protection on that. This is my short story. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, I want to remind you all something. That's why I started with small examples, because it doesn't have to be like, extraordinary, something that actually marked you, as, something simple as a song, as a movie, as I said, like, like experience, something you witnessed, something you heard, like the life of a friend, or yeah, something you lived as well. But nothing will ever be ordinary. Don't ever feel like, small in that matter, because everything counts, and actually is a collection of those moments who make that motivation big. And what you're doing is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And if you realize it's like, something that led you to another moment, and you realize that is something bigger than that, like, the structure, there are not policies, people don't know about this information, and suddenly you're being part of this movement, this change, you're making change possible. So that's huge. And that's what it's about, like, creating, knowing your story, knowing all of this information, all of these moments will lead you more strength, like, so that you can be more powerful, you can be more confident about who you are, why you're doing this, and communicating everything counts. Everything is an intersection of, what you're doing. It can be something about race and gender, it can be the place where you're from, something that is lacking. Maybe there is like, you know, in East Java, there are some things, but in Timor, there aren't, right? So like, you know, all of these pieces of information make this powerful, big story that is part of something bigger as well. And that's beautiful about storytelling. Thank you. Melania?
Okay, thank you. Let me camera off, please. I
Yeah,
have
sure.
okay. I have also interest in using online, of course. When I was still stay at Timor Island, I create a group on Facebook with a title "Caring for Timorese Women," and I always try to join with a local group with different area, and every time I always share about news, entertain, and the other information that's important for equality, both for women or men too. The last one I have stay at Jakarta. I try to make a great content in TikTok, Instagram about motivation for women, but I'm really busy with the job, so it's stop for a while for now. I think that's my story. Thank you.
But that's so important, you know, like as I said, like influencing, making the impact. You don't know how much, like, you know, how much help you're giving to someone. Maybe someone silent that is not giving you a like, but this friend, this family, this follower will read about this story, will read your post, will see your reel, your video, I don't know, on TikTok, and like, you know, it will pass the information and it will create echo. Or even if you're not in social media and you're just like, you know, chatting with a friend or chatting with your family, you know, this information can change someone's life. It can always be, you know, it doesn't need to be a something viral. It doesn't need to be something really huge to create change. It's important to know that. And we always start somewhere, right? We don't start with a big following or with a big community. We start by, you know, jumping into the pool, being brave to share your story or the information you want to, and then it will, you will find your people, you will find someone that needs that information, and that is already creating change. That is being an activist. That is amazing. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Someone else? All right. Then we can move on. I love that. Thank you for sharing your stories. Oh, yeah, Yoga, are you talking?
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, okay. I think Savitri raised her hand again.
No, I think she forgot to drop it.
Ah, okay. Nobody else, right? Okay. We'll continue then. And thank you again for sharing your powerful stories. I love them all, and wow, I'm impressed, honestly. So as we said, we can all be sorry. What am I doing? Okay, because I can't see. Okay, we can all be influencers. As we said, social media is just a tool. It's not the solution, but also it's not the problem. It can be amplifying our story. It can be an amplification device for our authentic voice or giving voice to others, as we said. And what matters is how you choose to use it. So now I want to share a bit of my story, and so that you can know a bit of the context of Latin America, because of course it's not always about small stories, or like, you know, sometimes that is like a happy memory. It's also about like sharing and learning how to communicate what is going on, like the stories some of you shared, or like some issues that are going on in society. So like I love Latin America, and people can be so cheerful, we can enjoy life, and that's beautiful. But we also have some issues going on there, and something that we see every day, pretty much every day. In TV news, you can see it, like, how violence is normalized, and we can see direct violence towards women. And there are so many people that are being killed, especially women, every day. Literally, like, when you watch the news, you see how many femicides we have. If you don't know that word, it means that you are being killed because you're a woman, literally because of that reason. And we have that amount of people, that amount of girls and women that happen to be killed by men in Latin America every day. But that's not the only direct violence we live. We live like physical violence, psychological violence, violence in our houses. It's crazy how violence is normalized such a point where we don't notice it. Sometimes it's silent. And I put this image in, like, so that you can understand, like, this is an iceberg, like, or maybe a pyramid, and you see that at the tip of the iceberg, at the tip of the triangle, the pyramid, is the direct violence we can see because it's the worst. For example, in Bolivia, we have the worst femicide cases in South America, and it's the fourth country with more femicide numbers, along with Dominican Republic, countries like Honduras, El Salvador, if I'm not mistaken. So it's quite terrible what is happening. But I ask myself, what about the indirect violence we don't see but is there? Like, this silence violence we don't talk about, but is there. When we say a sexist joke, when we're joking about, like, big things about women, like, it sounds small, like, oh yeah, you're crying like a girl. You are actually reinforcing this damaging story that we women are weak, or, like, these small things, micro, sexism, micro things about patriarchy that reinforce patriarchy. And I actually asked myself that question when I started, like, being an activist, because that's what's happening in Latin America. Violence is getting normalized and naturalized. To give you an example, I just decided to post this inoffensive, let's say, advertisement. I have worst, but out of respect for people here, I didn't put those images. But women, what happens in Latin America is that women are sexualized. And I don't know if you heard about this concept about objectification. So what happens is that in the culture, something is happening with the concept of beauty, women, our bodies, and how they are seen by the audience. And that's normally, like, the people who actually have the money to buy products are men, sadly, nowadays still. So, like, advertisements and, messages in the media, what they send is that women are there to, like, be the models of the products. But in that way, if you realize, the model, the woman, is the product. So that is objectification, the act of converting a human, or in this case a woman, as an object of pleasure for the buyer, in this case the man. So that is happening. And I'm using this example because that is what happened to me in my story. As many women, I've also experienced some types of violence, and I want to share this specific one. So this was me some years ago. I'm looking a bit different. But yeah, that was me when I was in university. Then when I finished university, I was so happy that I decided to study audiovisual communication. But something strange happened. I started, like, this topic about objectification appeared into my life, and I was like, what is this? So I started feeling that I was being objectified, because my university would recommend me to present some events and to represent my university in some, TV programs and talk about it. But my male partner, like another TV presenter, he would earn the same as me if we were being paid, but he wouldn't spend his money in nothing, because he had the same outfit for every presentation, and I would spend all my money in my dress or my uniform, the one they would choose for me, that would look like sort of like this, or like these dresses that I couldn't repeat, because as a woman, I can't repeat the outfit, or I have to wear makeup, I have to have my hair fixed, I have to wear heels, and all this stuff that it sounds like some superficial, or yeah, compared to other topics, but to me it was like, why is this happening? Then like I started noticing some things about gender differences, like for example the gender gap in the payment, because the payment for him, he would earn the money, but I would spend everything in that. I was like, why do I have to earn less? Because I am demanded, like it is mandatory for me to be seen this way, to be wearing these kind of things. And I felt like they were more trying to show my body or my beauty instead of my intelligence, because I thought they picked me for that, so. And I also felt that it was affecting my own self-esteem, because that person in those images, that felt like I wasn't me, that I was being fake, because I couldn't be myself. So objectification has this kind of effects, because it can also self-objectify you. You start objectifying yourself, you start comparing to other women, you start monitoring your body, and you can even develop some other transtortions, like that make you, like eat less. For instance, you get sick, that you can have body dysmorphia, the fact that you see your body different, like you see that it's not what you see in the mirror, you hesitate about yourself, like you worry about this, and in this way you create the gender gap as well, because you're worrying too much about your beauty and your body, that you're not putting all that energy into studying, or like being political, being a participant in the political and economic and other fields. So it increases levels of violence, because we normalize the fact that women are seen as objects. So men think we can touch us in the street, in the conversations with your love partner, in the house, like so it happens everywhere. And then we wonder why direct violence cases are happening to women every day. So I saw this connection, and I didn't want to be part of this. Some part of me broke, because I felt like I was, part of this narrative. Yeah, I was self-objectifying myself. I felt like an object, but I also felt like, because I chose this career that, works in the media and talks about these narratives, I was being part of the problem, and I didn't want to. So I felt a lot of rage. I felt angry. I felt like I didn't want to study this anymore. I felt like I disappointed myself, I disappointed the world, and I was like, what can I do? Like, is this the only way I can be a communicator? Is this the only way I can talk about marketing? So many questions appear into my mind, and in the process, of course, I realized that the world wasn't as I thought, and I couldn't see television or media as it was before, because something in me changed. I opened my mind, and I also realized that I was going through some other episodes of my life that was violence as well. And I wanted to be part of the change. I wanted to do something different. I just didn't know how to start. But years passed, and I remember that the pandemic situation came, like COVID, and everyone was locked in their houses. And that happened to me in Bolivia, here in my city. And I decided to completely change my life. And I was like, how can I create change? How can I be the change? But it was like such a big question, like, how can I change the world tomorrow? And it's not like that. So I realized that if I wanted to see the change, I had to start with myself first. And I decided to literally open my Instagram account, don't use like a TV channel, something big. I didn't have much followers. I just had my family and friends there. And I decided to use my Instagram account, not exactly to inform people. I didn't have that goal. I just decided to do it as my own personal diary. And I could just share my experience, my thoughts, my opinions, and maybe work on my own self-esteem, like work on loving myself, accepting my body, like, and I did that. And like, today I want to talk about makeup. And like, why do I have to wear makeup just to go and buy bread? It's like, today I'm not gonna do that. And it sounds again superficial, but I knew that for me it was big. And then like suddenly for my friend it was big as well. And like, I remember I even gathered my friends and we would talk every Sunday online like this, a Zoom meeting. And we would talk about like small things that happen to us. Like, for example, street harassment, like when someone tells you something in the street violently, like, hey girl, how are you? And like this man starts chasing you. That's very usual in Latin America. That's very usual in Bolivia. So we would talk about it. And suddenly, all of us, we've experienced that kind of violence, but none of us would talk about it because it was so normalized. Or the fact that we were talking about when we were teenagers and we would have these big issues about something about our bodies. I wasn't the only one. I wasn't crazy. All of us, we were experiencing that. Just we didn't mention that. But that was an invisible problem that was happening, symbolically. It was there. And it was also part of the media, what media would show us. And that's something that literally shaped why I do what I do with my activism. But I decided to start with that, and I realized it was something really big. And I started healing myself. I started loving myself and sharing that in the process. And suddenly it wasn't like, a small account anymore. It wasn't just my friends or my family. It was many people, not only Bolivians. It was Latin Americans. It was Hispanic people, like not only from the American continent, even Spain or Equatorial Guinea, that is the only African country that speaks Spanish. And we were many. And I'm honestly impressed because if I hadn't started, with this collection of small moments, we would have never achieved the things we've achieved in now. And it sounds again like, small, and we can compare, we can self-sabotage, but this is huge. And it starts somewhere when you decide to jump into the pool and do something, even if it's small. So I started with this topic. I started with authenticity online, to loving yourself, talking about identity, talking about gender. Éñame, which is my project, Revolución Éñame, started with my own word. It's an invented word I had since I was a teenager that actually means the beauty of being yourself and changing the world together. So Éñame started as a response to a very personal need for authenticity, because perfection is overrated. Everything in social media is about perfection and aesthetics and perfect selfies. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be authentic. I was so tired of perfection. I wanted to talk about accepting myself in a world that often shows these beauty ideals. So that's how my project was born. But then we started talking about other huge topics as gender-based violence, like our rights. Then like getting to know our bodies, how they work, and all of this, like healthy relationships. And now we talk about sexual violence prevention, sexual education, reproductive rights, and it's huge. But everything started because I decided to be the change I wanted to see by working on myself, on my personal growth, and reclaiming that space, the digital space. I wanted my Instagram account to be a safe space, It all started that way. The change starts individually first so that it can be collective. It can be something from the world. And it can, in this case, it can sum up as the power of being real. That's authenticity, right? And authenticity online in this case, but it's also working on yourself, you know? So yeah, what I learned is that people don't connect with perfection. You have to be real and honest. And then I was able to show this activism to the world and represent my country in different places. That's how I was able to meet yoga. And then that's how I was able to meet you guys, because I went to the University of Sussex with a scholarship to represent my country. I was there in England. I also went to Colombia to represent my country. And I went to Indonesia, to our beloved Indonesia, to talk about this as well. And that was a beautiful experience. And now we're going to go to represent Bolivia to the UN Youth Rights Academy this July. So I'm so happy I can share you my story, because all of us, we are activists. And as you, as me, we started small, but we're gonna create such a big change, you will see, just by sharing our stories. Something I also wanted to, something I also wanted to share is that the methodology I use is something, well, I don't think I'm the only one in the world doing that. You know, many content creators are creating change. But what I can tell you is that I decided that with that anger I was feeling, because I was feeling that I would reject all these narratives, even my own career, like, you know, the pain I went through, not only with objectification, but with all the violence I would see in my own story and the women around me and the ones that would interact with the community. I was like, of course, I was pissed, but also I decided to do something with that anger, with that pain, and transform it into something, why not, joyful and tender? Because there's enough hatred online. There's enough, you know, hate in the world. There's enough negativity. It's so easy to click and send a comment where you say, you know, please, you're ugly. I remember the first comment of hate I received online was like, why don't you take your life? I remember that hit me hard, and I was like, why? I'm helping people, and you're telling me this in just 2 seconds of sending a message, you know? And I was like, there's a lot about this. I don't want to be part of this. So why don't I resignify my story, or like, you know, the story of others, if they want to share their stories, or like amplifying their voices in a more beautiful way? And I know it's challenging because, again, like, you know, marketing wants to make everything positive. I'm not talking about toxic positivism, but sometimes activism can be with flowers and colors and sparks, you know? And I tried to do that. I decided to create this animated character in Éñame because I wanted to teach girls and young women that information and education can be fun, because sometimes they are not taken into consideration, because information sometimes is like not easy to understand. It's too formal, too serious, and too technical, and we don't even understand our own policies and laws because they are here, you know, and we're like, what's that? Then it's not for me. Then I don't know about this and my rights. So for me, it was like, no, I'm gonna be that bridge, and I'm gonna transform this information, why not, into something more accessible, more digestible, and maybe with hope. Why not? It can be fun as well, because it doesn't have to be serious and boring. It can be playful, it can be joyful, it can talk about hope and end with a positive message about, like, yeah, we're talking about heavy topics like gender-based violence. We're talking about, like, you know, reproductive rights. And this is huge. This is complex. But why don't transform it into something fun? Yeah, we can be critical, we can be reflexive, but at the same time, we can give hope. Because there's a lot about negativity in this world already. We can transform it. That is a way. I'm just sharing. I'm not saying this is the only way, but that's the way I do it. Sometimes it's hard because the topics are heavy, but we can do it. Let me use one example before we finish. Last year, because I was still studying at the University of Sussex with yoga. And I remember I was working on this paper about activist media practice. That was the model. And I decided to talk about music. And music can sound like a bit superficial compared to other problems in the world. But what happens with Latin America is that we love dancing, right? But all of the genres that we dance, if you actually stop dancing and listen to the lyrics, listen to the content, you will realize that they are talking about women's body, and they are sexualizing their bodies, and they are being violent toward women. So I'm like asking myself, like, why do I have to dance these rhythms? I don't want to fight against my rhythms. I love dancing, but you know, I wonder if they can be like music that actually can talk about something else. Like, maybe talking about us as beautiful women, but like diverse beautiful bodies. Like, it can talk about female friendship. It can talk about empowerment. It can talk about like changing the world. It can talk about like something nice about your day. It can talk about so many things, not only being about women's bodies. So I decided to work on that paper, and I loved it so much that I decided to make it a social media campaign. And I did these 3 posts, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna receive so much hate. People will don't like this topic. It's gonna be so unpopular because people love Latin American music. How can you say even this? I was like, okay, let's see. And I decided to launch that, and I used several examples. And I also used my Instagram stories, and I decided to say, hey, I think about this, and I used one song, and I put the box of interaction, and people started interacting and say, like, there's this other song, there's another song, take this song. And suddenly we were like collecting like more than 150 songs. What, more than 150 songs, one of a female artist, the rest male artists that were being violent toward women in many ways in the content of the song. We analyzed each song. We decided to choose 5 songs of 5 different types of songs, like genres. And the next post went out, and we put like, I feel like this song is about a girl. Like, a woman was showing off about a girl, and this was pedophilia. Yeah, but it was like fun because of the rhythm. Then it was another song about telling how many women I'm collecting. Yeah, all of them are mine. And all of these kind of narratives. And it seems nothing. How damaging can a song be? But if we repeat and repeat and we listen them everywhere, we're normalizing this kind of violence, and it becomes natural, it becomes invisible. And then we believe that women can be treated this way. That's what I mean, like, with this kind of violence that happens day to day. So it became something really big. I did it maybe just like for my page, but it became something very viral in Latin America. And then suddenly everyone was speaking about it. And I decided to launch another post that was exactly analyzing one song, the song that was more voted for the people. It was a bachata. It was from Dominican Republic, and it's actually quite fun to dance that, honestly. But this song would talk about no consent at all. I think you learned about consent in your lesson. It was talking about how we can excuse men because they were drinking alcohol, and if they are drunk, then they can do whatever they want because they were drunk, they were not conscious enough. That literally the song talks about it. And if I lift up your skirt, would you give me the right? Because like, I'm drunk, and this kind of narratives. So, and then you dance them. Well, and I was like, we used an example of cases of women that went through these kind of violent cases in Latin America, and they were like 5,000 per day. And I'm like, are you sure a song is not damaging? And then I was like, okay, now we did it with colors, with flowers, with animation. We did it that way so that it can be attractive because we have to sell the product, right? Marketing. And we were reflexive and people were commenting. Some of them were like, hey, who cares? Who are you to tell me which kind of music I'm gonna listen? I remember they were reacting that way, and other, yeah, finally someone is speaking about this, and like, why don't you analyze this and la la la, so many, like, so there was a huge conversation about it. And then I was like, okay, enough. Yeah, we've been reflexive, we've been critical, and now we're gonna launch some of hope. And the next post was a bit counteracting the narrative, was a bit like, why don't we flip the conversation? Yeah, we're talking about this, but like, hey, people, I'm gonna open this playlist and we're all gonna support artists that are changing the narrative. Yeah, and we're gonna make this huge how they say, like, this petition online, like change.org, and we can all sign and tell the music industry, hey, we're paying attention. This is not the only music we want to hear. We want to hear more about good music. If you agree with this, please sign your petition and share this online. And that's how it became bigger. Meanwhile, we were sharing about songs and artists that already exist, that are talking about changing the world, that are talking about empowering ourselves, or loving ourselves, or being different, creating social impact. And there were a lot. And lots of them, they were like suggesting, not only singers from Bolivia, but also singers from all the Latin American region. And that became hopeful. And the messages that I would get were like, oh my God, my head exploded. Thank you for that. I didn't realize. But also what I like the most is that I didn't finish worried thinking that the world would end with this. Okay, I can be critical now, but I also have hope that things can be different, because now I know artists that are doing something different. People are talking about this, and we can create music as well, and we can, support other artists as well. That doesn't mean that I will stop dancing these rhythms, but maybe I can also listen to some other songs that are doing something good. And maybe someday the industry can support these artists. It can be a trending topic on TikTok, and not only these other narratives. It can create this huge change. But at the beginning, I thought, like, nobody will pay attention to this because it's a song, right? So, like, this kind of methodology is the one I call radical tenderness and edutainment. What I mean with that is education through entertainment. The one that normally is used by commercial influencers to not only sell a product, but maybe to call attention of people and tell these stories that sometimes are heavy taboo topics, but we can address them with love and tenderness and hope, with radical tenderness approach, as I call it. So that's the methodology I do. That's kind of the activism I do in Revolución Éñame. And that's one of the examples I work with my campaigns. But yeah, that's my story. And thank you for sharing it. Thank you for listening it. And we can continue to the questions if you have more. But thank you all, and terima kasih banyak.
Very great.
Yay. Do you have any questions? I remember someone asked me something first. Yoga, do you remember?
Hello, Avril. Good morning, and
Hi.
good morning, everyone. Yeah, sorry, my name is Fitri. I'm getting late, but Yoga cannot join anymore with this meeting because he has some technique problems. So he said you can take over this meeting, but I say sorry, really sorry, because
No worries.
I don't know. Suddenly he cannot join anymore with this meeting.
That's weird, but thank you for
Yeah.
letting me know. Okay. But still, like,
You're
continue.
welcome. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can take over this meeting, Avril, please.
Okay. We already finished, but I would love to hear your interventions. I don't remember someone asked me something. I think it was Suhan, but he already left the meeting, right? I'm sorry about it. But yeah, go ahead, Anissa.
All right. Can you see me? Okay.
Yes.
I have a friend from Nicaragua, and then he works in Spain like almost 14 hours in a day. And then do you think this is really normal to see people work and outside and then having this kind of job? He works as a elders helper, so something like that, domestic thing, and then from morning to the night time. But actually, I want to go right now, but I want to say something, but maybe we can connect on Instagram and TikTok because I speak Spanish. I
Sure.
teach Indonesian. I teach Indonesian, English, and Spanish too. So yeah, nice to meet you here. Mucho gusto.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh, mucho gusto. We can connect. And actually, these kind of
Yeah.
stories happen a lot in Spain. Like most of the people go for these kind of jobs, and it happens a lot. Like, I feel like the world needs to share about this more. They need to know more about this. There's a lot let's connect. Okay. At least Yoga can send me your usernames, because if here, like
Yeah,
when the session finishes, I will not take all the usernames, but let's connect. And if you want, we can meet again. We can solve other things about, media tools if you need, because I know like the time won't be enough always to talk about so many topics. But if you have punctual questions, we can always answer them. But if you have maybe a couple of questions now, I can answer them. So take
This
advantage
is
of that.
voy a preguntar a Yoga.
Sorry?
Sí, voy a preguntar a Yoga tu nombre, tu cuenta de Instagram, lo que sea.
Okay. Oh my God! You're speaking in Spanish.
Sí, claro. ¿Me entiendes?
Oh my God! ¡Qué
¿Qué te he
increíble!
dicho?
¡Wow!
Sí,
Eres muy
sí, claro.
talentosa.
Ay, Dios mío, sí. Ya hace 4 años, sí. Hace 4 años sí practico español.
Me encanta. ¡Qué lindo! Oh my
Sí,
God.
mi
Okay, we have
nombre
a
en
lot to
Instagram,
catch up.
TikTok se llama Trilingüecita. Dime.
No, vamos a conectar luego ya, vamos a charlar, vamos a
Vale,
practicar más.
vale. Antes. Vale, entonces,
Pues,
gracias. Thank you guys, and then I have to go now. Thank you so much. I really love this kind of sharing session. Even though I'm not immigrant activist at all, but I heard a lot of people working the hard abuse it because I'm from Riau, so I'm from Sumatra, but I live in Jakarta. And Rio is close to Singapore, close to Malaysia, so I always heard about this. And then, of course, my friend from Nicaragua just having like the hard life in Spain. So I feel like, what? 14 hours? No, don't leave Spain.
It's crazy. Oh my God. Oh, but before you go, Anissa, like, can we all like turn our cameras on and maybe take a picture?
All right.
So I can have a memory with all of you girls, because I feel like, time has passed and like people cannot stay
Yeah.
longer. So like, please turn on your cameras. We're gonna take a selfie or like a picture. Not a perfect one, a real one.
Yeah.
Okay. Turn on your cameras if you can. And I'm gonna try to... Okay, let me do this.
Mbak Fitri.
Wait. You're taking the picture? Okay. Because I can't... I don't know what happened
I can
here.
help you to take picture.
Okay. Yeah, okay,
I
you
can
take the
help you to
picture.
take picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, Avril.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all for
Thank you
joining today. I
Are
hope
you
sharing.
Avril?
Yes.
It's April, and can I asking you something?
Of course. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, it is a lot.
No.
You're very, it's very inspiring about everything, your story, and that's interest also about your scholarship. You get scholarship for chevening.
Yes.
And then how you can apply that and get this from your social activity, or how you
Yes.
can get the scholarship?
I mean, of course, it's about like, academic merit as well. But I would tell you, like, and pretty much that's what happened to me. Like, I was selected because of my story, because of this that I told you today about storytelling, because I was able to, tell my story in an engaging way and understand this collection of moments. I literally use this approach, like this methodology, and I literally we had to make these 4 essays, and of course we talked about like the things we've learned or whatever, but you can prove that with documents, like anyone can prove that, yeah, I have the requirements, but like why you among all the people that are applying, you are special and you should get the scholarship. So like you collect these small moments, these intersections of who you are, where you're from, what you've been through, like the things that marked you, like how you gather people, like for example, this example I use with my friends, that is networking. It can be seen as only a female friends meeting, but for me it was networking because my friends became friends with each other and their friends, and like it grew, and that's how it became my community. I used these kind of simple examples in my application, and I got selected because of it. I applied 3 times and I was never even reaching the interview stage, but the third time I just decided to not worry about my English, not worry about formalities, just say what I did, because I actually, the first time I started, I wasn't even an activist. I started being an activist because I started asking these questions of who I want, who I am, what I want in this world, not what people want about me. What do I want? What's my dream? How can I help with my role as a communicator, and the things I've been through as well, and how can I do things different? So I started with my Instagram account, and then later, I was rejected again. But the next time, I just said like, you know what? I'm just gonna apply, but not because I want to be selected, not anymore. I already am I'm an activist. I don't want this anymore. I just want to say thank you. So I literally sent, like, without formalities. I used the English, the common English. I mean, of course, not like, hey dude, but I was like, I did this, I did that in this way. It's not the common way, but and I used these examples of stories of who I was, and I got accepted for the interview. I never reached that stage before. And then I got the chance to meet the ambassador and the people there. I didn't even know that was the British ambassador. And I was just like, telling myself, I have to be myself. That's my philosophy. I'm just gonna be myself. It doesn't matter if that's the British ambassador, I'm just gonna be me. And I remember we started laughing in the interview. Yeah. I didn't know it was him, but he was the one who selected me because I was truthful to myself and I just told what I did. Literally, that was the whole conversation. And I remember we were laughing and he was asking me about the things I've told you today. And they selected me. And I was the only Bolivian woman selected among 70,000 applicants that year. And I was beautiful. But if I had never jumped into the pool to guess if I was like good enough to do that, I would have never been selected. It's just a matter of jumping into the pool and like knowing your own story, on your story. And that's what I can say. But of course, if you need more tips, you can ask me or Yoga. We'll be happy to help. And I believe the next speaker as well will be another Chivener, another friend, Iala. She also is amazing. So you can always ask us. Please ask Yoga about my contact. I'll be happy to answer all your questions about scholarships or digital activism, digital tools, whatever you want. And let's connect. Let's be friends on Instagram. And in real life, of course, because I'm gonna go to Indonesia and you can show me around. And you can come here as well.
Thank
Of
you
course.
very
But I hope
much,
I was
Avril.
of help.
Okay.
Yay, sama-sama.
Later, maybe Mr. Yoga can share about your Instagram, about your social media.
Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
him to keep my personal account and the activist account so that you can have it, and I'll be happy to connect. Do you
Yes,
have
thank
any
you
other
very much.
question before
That's
we
enough,
close?
maybe other.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you.
And please share the picture with me. I don't know, like, please, if you have a group, please send it to me, okay? Tell Yoga to send it to me.
Uh,
Like anyone.
Okay, Avril. Later, I will send the picture to Yoga, so Yoga will send to you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you
Okay.
everyone for listening to me. I'm
Okay,
sorry
thank
if I
you.
extended enough. I'm sorry if I it took so much, but yeah, I hope it was of help, and good luck with all your sessions. That's a beautiful program, and thank you for inviting me, for having me today. I send you a big purple heart and hug from the Amazon in Bolivia, and have a beautiful day. Terima kasih.
Sama-sama, Miss
Okay,
April.
thank you, Avril. Thank you for your sharing.
Thank you
Okay.
all.
We leave
Bye.
because we have another meeting.
Bye,
Oh
Okay,
yeah, go.
bye-bye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye. See
Bye.
you.
See you.
How do I? Okay. How do I leave this? Okay. Okay, finishing.